didn't mean it to be this many weeks between my vlogs, but not only was I really tired for a while there, but also my editing program crashed, so I got a new one so I can finally edit my videos. Thankfully these vlogs I really don't have to edit so much, but you know, with my baby brain, trust me, I really need to edit them because half the time I will just stare at the camera like this and not remember where I am, because that literally happens all the time. So I'm currently 23 weeks, but this vlog's going to be a recap of week 16 to week 20. And starting with week 16, I posted in the last video, I posted a few bump pictures, and what happened was this odd thing at week 16, I think it was like 16 weeks and 4 days, is one morning I just woke up and the bump was completely gone. Well, not completely, but you know, I looked like half the size I was before, and I'm going to post the picture right here so you can see that. But then pretty much like within a day or two, it came back. You know, but I think I'm going to mention this in the past video too, is like apparently it's based on especially early on in the baby's positioning. You know, if they get very close to your spine or just move around, like it can really vary your bump size. I mean, it still varies a lot, you know, even now. Like I can wake up in the morning and be smaller, definitely not small anymore, but smaller, and then throughout the day, not necessarily if I eat, it's just like bloating, and I think if he's moving in there and doing all these things, and again, depending how he is, it can change. Like, you know, you can literally see if he's on one side, you can feel like this bulge on one side, and your abdomen looks like something from an alien movie, which is really weird. Also, I'm actually looking up right now, what I have is my pregnancy journal, which looks like this. And this one is, let me see, who is this by? Well, it just says WS Publishing Group, San Diego. So if anyone's interested in this specific one, that's all I can give you. I did get it from, what's that store that sells books? Barnes & Noble. See? Perfect example of baby brain. So this is what it looks like. Again, it's purple with like a yellow duck, and it says My Pregnancy Journal. And why I chose this one, because I was looking up several ones, is first of all, you'll see it slit here in the back, right here. So you can put any picture from doing your pregnancy or from your ultrasounds right here, slit it here. But also what you have is a little pouch here that has like tons of different photo frames. They're different sizes and different colors. Get this back in here. Yeah. Okay, I got it in. And so whenever you start going through it, and pretty much every other page, you have the option to put a picture. And for instance, this says place a photo of you during your pregnancy here. I mean, obviously, and the caption here says the happy mommy to be, right there. And the more you go into it, like, someone said place a favorite photo of you from before your pregnancy here. You know, like your pre-pregnancy picture and things like that. So it has like different kind of slots, and then some of them are kind of more ambiguous, so you can kind of put whatever you want. And they have some really cool questions that you can answer, because sometimes it's really hard to kind of figure out like what you want to write in here, because for instance, this is for our son. So, you know, I want him to be able to like reminisce and kind of look, well, I mean, he won't be able to reminisce, but, you know, look back and see, you know, what I went through and what I was thinking and things like that. And it starts with like my story. So I really liked it. So it had like really cool questions, but not like too many detailed ones that, you know, your future child would not want to know about. So I have tons of stuff in here. So now that we're talking about week 16 and week 20, so let me get to that slot. So it will help me a little bit to remember what's been going on. Okay. So last video again, we find out that we're having a baby boy, which is awesome. And week 16 is also when I started feeling him. So I started feeling, and I think I described it here. I wrote something here. Okay. So, because he actually asked you to describe the sensation of feeling. So, what I described is as if it's like an offbeat push, like someone is bumping into you from the inside. So it's like one of the ways that I would describe it. You know, and sometimes also feels like there's like someone's blowing bubbles in your stomach and they break up against your stomach. But the stronger they get, when I start to feel more like pushes, but like there's literally someone inside you kind of trying to push out. So again, it's a very cool and unique sensation, but it's kind of creepy at the same time. You know, if this is your first pregnancy, you know, I know a lot of people say the whole process, like very miraculous, which, you know, it is. But, you know, I always tell everyone, to me, it's been amazing and weird. You know, that's a word I use in this book a lot. So he's probably gonna love that. You know, be like, thanks, Mom, having me was weird. But, you know, once you've never experienced anything like that, it's like, you know, you kind of feel like you're in the movie Alien, honestly, like there's something just going on inside you. And it's odd how quickly you get used to the sensations. Like nowadays, like I just feel him like all day long and I don't think twice about it. But in the beginning, it was like, whoa, like what's going on? And then of course I wrote down that December 3rd of 2012 is the, you know, when they were like really proper kicks that I could feel with my hand, because I was able to feel them in my stomach, but, you know, for me to be able to feel them like on my actual hand. And I think they're actually a few days prior to that, but, you know, every time I would tell John, my husband, to kind of like, hey, you know, like you have to come and feel this, he would stop. So, but December 3rd was when he was able to feel them as well, and his expression was priceless because he was like, whoa, that's cool, but again, he was like, that's so weird. But basically ever since that, we've been able to feel him. He's very strong. He loves kicking and punching me. It's like his favorite thing to do, and that's actually really reassuring. It might get a little annoying sometimes when he starts kicking me in my ribs and stuff, but overall it's really reassuring because I also have a Doppler where I can actually kind of monitor his heart rate and things like that. I'm actually going to post a video of us using the Doppler, also getting information where I got mine and what I paid for it and things like that. It's a really cool thing. It's also very reassuring to use, but you know, I haven't used that probably in 3 weeks just because I feel him every day. So it's actually a very calming thing, so you know that, you know, he's okay in there. And and what I was saying is about how I've been feeling between the week 16 and week 20. I think the biggest difference was my belly definitely started getting bigger after that point, you know, especially once I started feeling him move, and again, feeling him move. I still did have kind of slight nausea all the way to like 18, 19 weeks. And I'd say after the 20 weeks, it was when it was finally gone. But when people say, you know, after the 12 weeks, you know, like usually nausea goes away, probably very true. But to most people, but me, you know, it lasted like all the way through, or not all the way through, but like halfway through my second trimester. But now I can say honestly, I have no more nausea, which is amazing. But I'm still pretty tired, which is to be expected because, you know, there's a lot going on in there. And what I wrote about those few weeks here is like, it's the first thing I kind of really started noticing mood changes was like between, I'd say, week 18 and 20, is I start really getting cranky and irritated. Also, you know, at the end of like the 19 and week 20 is when I start also like really getting into nesting mode. You know, like it would irritate me, you know, very easily, like if the dishes weren't done or the bed wasn't made, and not in a way like you can really explain. It's not like, oh, it's like frustrating because it looks dirty. It's just like this unexplainable need to clean, you know, and just like have everything in order. It's just kind of like a little bit of an OCD need that I had. Um, and and again, you know, I was writing that I'm slowly getting my energy back. You know, I'm not as tired as I was in the beginning, but I'm definitely, you know, more tired than I would be without being pregnant. Um, and also my cravings, because I didn't really have any till, you know, from the beginning till week 16, but I did write between those weeks that I was definitely, like, milk is probably like my biggest craving. Um, and normally I would never drink milk. Like, it's usually actually, like, I'm not lactose intolerant, but I have some sort of sensitivities to it, so I never really drank it. And now all I do is crave milk like crazy, but it doesn't upset my stomach like it used to, which is odd, but you know, I could drink it all day long. And it's really funny because I was reading on, you know, pregnancy forums and stuff when other women were explaining, and they were saying, you know, they actually had this, you know, again, they were craving for milk as well, but they would also have like these even nightmares going to the store and there was no milk anywhere. And I can kind of start to relate to that because, you know, if I went to the store and I can find milk anywhere, I would probably start freaking out too. Um, Also, I'm not a very huge sweets person. I usually am like all about like, you know, chips and salty stuff. But throughout my pregnancy, it's been like picking up more and more and more. I've been like wanting candy like crazy. And again, I'm not really a huge candy person, so like sweets in general. But also, I've been very lucky and I've always loved fruit and berries and vegetables, but I've been craving that even more so, you know, and I've been craving watermelon like crazy, you know, where I'm just like, you know, there was a point, I'd say from like week 16 to like week 19 when I was like pretty much every night, you know, like, John, you gotta take me to the store, like I gotta get fruit, which is a nice craving to have because it's pretty healthy. You get all the antioxidants and vitamins and things like that. Also, I was like, you know, wrote down that my back was starting to hurt during that time. Definitely have had sciatica for a while now, and I know it started probably around the 16th week. And again, it's bad more than, you know, one day than it is the other day, and that definitely, you can tell depending, like if he's laying on a nerve and pushing on it. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else. That was pretty much all I wrote there. So then also, I'd say at 18 or 19 weeks was when I really, really popped. And again, I'm gonna post like pictures of, you know, week 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you can see the progression, but I feel like definitely at week 19 I kind of popped. But again, I felt like it came down a little bit and now it's kind of picking up again. So again, it kind of can vary all the way throughout these early, well, I guess it's not really early, but all the way throughout your pregnancy, pretty much till you're at the very end and you just are about to explode. Also, Thanksgiving dinner is when we announced our baby boy's name to the whole family. And I'm going to announce it here as well. So our boy is going to be Elijah Timothy. And Elijah is just a name that, you know, after a lot of talking, it was like the one name that we could kind of settle on. And then Timothy is my father-in-law's middle name, but everyone calls him Tim. So that's how this whole thing came about. And yeah, so that's, I think, pretty much all about the weeks 16 to 20 that I can really mention. There was not a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I really started feeling him, and that was like the biggest thing. And you know, now I feel him all the time, as well as, you know, my nausea kind of went away. I've been a little tired, and I talked about a little bit of the cravings, but other than that, like, it's been pretty similar those weeks. Nothing like really crazy happened, or any crazy sensations, or any scares, you know, thank God. So if you have any questions, or feel like there's not anything that I didn't mention, or, you know, you want to reflect on your pregnancy, if you're pregnant or you were pregnant, have any tips for me, anything, go ahead and comment below, post a video response. I would love to see what you guys are doing. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so much again for joining me on my journey, and you guys have a great 2013, and hopefully I'll see you soon.